I always think a new skincare tool will change my life. This is the one. I'm going to use it every day. My skin will be perfect and everything will fall into place. And then it ends up in a drawer next to the rose quartz gua sha that I've used twice. So today I'll be ranking all the skincare tools and devices I actually use. Stick around to find out which one I'm absolutely obsessed with. Hey, it's Ekat. Think electronic cat? Yeah. Welcome to my edit by Ekat. It's a safe space for all kinds of skincare enthusiasts. Whether it's 3 steps or 23, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. So the first tool on my list is the one I use every couple of weeks. Not because I'm lazy, but because it's been prescribed to do so. It is the most recent one in my collection and perhaps the most powerful, the one that can give me immediate results. It is the Qure Microinfusion System. It's basically microneedling at home, where it's done in a safe manner. You get a chamber to which you can attach cartridges individually packed and sterile. These cartridges have teeny weeny gold-plated needles, which you then gently stap onto your face. You also acquire a serum to be put in the chamber. They have 2 serums, EGF and copper peptides. I rotate between the 2 depending on how my skin feels on the day of treatment. It has been a game changer for me. I think it's one of those tools that you kind of go, I wish I started this sooner, because the results are genuinely impressive. It is very handy. If you're like me and you think, I really need to book an appointment and go do a procedure, but I never get around to doing it. I am free to do it in my own time, and I'm not really dependent on anyone. And I think that's why it's been so successful. I decide and commit to say, this Friday, I will be doing a microneedling session, and then I will be recovering over the weekend. The results are visible the next day. And I think that's what makes me come back for more. I love that I can trust it. It's a sterile cartridge that I open just for one treatment. It is super gentle, as microneedling could be, because the stamping doesn't feel harsh and it's very controlled. The results are worth it. I've already seen massive improvements in my skin texture, my scarring, my post-inflammatory erythema, and my fine lines and wrinkles. When I would have seen this going around on social media, everyone saying, oh my God, this is amazing. And I guess I never believed it until I've tried it for myself. And trying it, you definitely think, wow, I wish I've done it sooner. So I do recommend it. Next is a hype-driven purchase, and I regret nothing. Whoever asks, I regret nothing. It's the Medicube Age-R Booster Pro. I really got into this idea of, wow, I absolutely need this tool in my life. And I remember when it came out, I wasn't sure how I was going to get my hands on it. It launched at a pretty hefty price tag. I was really doing my girl math to determine whether it was worth it or not. I found a way and I got it into my hands. The little cap is a small edition, I think, that was recently released, so you can keep it nice and covered, I guess. It has 5 settings, or it's like several tools in one, but I'll be honest, I only use one. I don't think I'm really into EMS or the earshot microneedling that you do before you apply skincare. That just doesn't fit within my routine. And I don't use the electric current either. The one function of it is the booster function, the electroporation. Sounds very intense, and I guess for some people it would be, but for me, it's amazing. It really is. And I am now on the booster function level 5, and it just gives me this wonderful feeling. It tingles, but it's almost relaxing and very comforting in a way. I would use it not as frequently as every day, but definitely a few times a week. And unlike what you might see on social media where people slather the cream with the actual tool, what I do, I will apply serum with my hands like I usually do. So I make sure that I cover everywhere that I need to cover. And then I would use this tool just so it absorbs better. And I do it for every layer that I'm putting on, except for any strong actives, because we don't want them causing irritation. But anything that you do at the beginning of your routine, so hydrating serums, anything with centella, ingredients like panthenol, and they're just nice and soothing. And the more I can get them in, the better. And it's been great. It really works well with my skin, and if you use it somewhat consistently, you see a great result. Your skin just drinks up that goodness that you're trying to penetrate deeper, and you get this healthy glow, and just overall general health of your skin improves. I can't recommend it enough. Now, if I were buying it again though, I would probably go for the mini version or the travel version, because that has one mode, the one I use the most. It would suffice me and it will be a lot lighter on my wallet. But that's knowing what I know now, and being a skincare enthusiast that I am, I wanted to try all of the modes, and might have had this idea in my head of it's gonna solve everything if you don't own one and you would like to try one. I think the booster is enough, unless you're specifically looking for a microcurrent device for other purposes. Yeah, it's a purchase that I don't regret, and I'm glad I have it, and I will continue to use it because it's bringing me the results that I like. So my next tool is a bit niche. If you love sheet masking as much as I do, you probably treat your face like royalty and then forget about your neck. So this tool allows me to extend my sheet masking to my neck. I'll show you what I mean. This is a neck mask band that I found on Fiesta. It is a band that allows me to hold whatever sheet masking I do for my neck. It's basically a band that has Velcro straps to hold it in place. And in the middle here, it has this silicone strip. What it allows me to do is to soak some specifically cut shapes for neck in toner, use cotton pads, or I can use toner pads. I can use a sheet mask on my face and then fold it in half and treat my neck with it. Or it could be a hydrogel. What it does is once I apply it to my neck, there's a nice little curve here to secure it like so. It's pretty handy if you ask me. I can do skincare while doing other things, and this is what allows me to do so. Now, I don't use it frequently just yet because it's new and I need to remember to use it. Plus, I don't know how to properly keep it clean yet. So the workaround that I found so far is I would apply cling film to this side and then just replace that as I go along. And that allows me to keep the inside clean, but also lock in all of that moisture. It's definitely unique, but it helps me to treat my neck better. I do bring all of my skincare pretty much down to my neck, but you want to give it some pampering, some special attention. So I would say I use it possibly a few times a week. The color's nice, right? Love it so far, and I will continue to use it. So we're coming up to the most frequent tools that I use almost on a daily. The next tool I got because I was LED curious. At some point I bought an LED mask, which I found online, possibly Amazon. It was one of those tools that got used twice, and then I've decided that I liked the idea of it rather than the tool itself. And I gave it away. It was an LED mask with these black goggles that you had to put on and hold in place. You couldn't do anything else. You had to just lie there and receive the LED treatment. And it just felt laborious and elaborate and didn't really fit with my skincare routine at all. I didn't want to get one until now. And the reason I got one was because I wanted the blue light LED that would help keep my acne at bay. The one I decided to go for is the Qure LED mask. What I love about it is there's no wires. There's absolutely nothing to connect it to. I just put it on and I can get on with whatever I was doing. Now, I don't use it in the mornings as much as I would like to, but for my evening skincare routine, I've been pretty consistent with it, surprisingly. So I would wash my face, take off the day, and then this is going to be the first thing that I would put on. They have a very handy app where you can customize which zones of your face will receive the blue light and which ones will receive the red light. But I'm a lazy girl, very lazy. I just put it on and I press the button on top and do the full cycle. So full cycle of red and then full cycle of blue. Let's be honest, there's a lot of masks out there with a hefty price tag. So this felt reasonable to satisfy my curiosity and to see whether I can commit to a device like that, because a device is only as good as how much you use it, right? If it's just lying there collecting dust, then you're not going to get the results that you need. It's a nice little ritual because I can put it on and I can do something else for a few minutes. I'm not tied to one spot. I do wish the little black protectors, whatever you call them, were a little bit gentler on my face because they do indent the nose area and it takes a while to go away. I love how comfortable it is because it has this really nice face shape, and inside it's lined with this cushiony silicone, so it adheres quite nice to your face. I would like to stay consistent for longer and see whether I'm seeing some results. So overall, I don't think there's any downsides to this. Comfortable, great price, handy to use. Yeah, I would definitely recommend if you're looking for a nice beginner LED mask where you don't want to commit 100%, but you're curious enough to try. Last but not least, the love of my life. Literally. I can't sing enough praises to this tool because it's just life-changing for me. A while back, probably like a few years back, I came across a few blogs about the Japanese culture and how they would use a silicone mask to hold the sheet mask in place while doing house chores. So I immediately fell in love. For years, I would buy a silicone mask on Amazon. They would do the job, but probably not last as long or be not as comfortable until I found out about this one. And this one is really hard to get if you live outside of the US. It's only when I traveled to the US last summer that I managed to stock up. And if I don't have one, now in my life, I think I would panic. The tool that I'm talking about is the Experiment Beauty Reusable Sheet Mask. This lime green silicone mask that you can use as an occlusive layer on top of your serums, or you can use it on top of a sheet mask, which is how I primarily use it. Now, I tend to sheet mask every day. I love the hydration that it gives my skin. At some point, it became a ritual that would signal my brain that I'm winding down for the night. I start with a sheet mask because if I put on a sheet mask, I'm more likely to do the rest of my skincare routine. It's really indispensable for me. I wear this on top for 20 minutes. I take off my sheet mask and it doesn't feel dry whatsoever. The mask didn't dry out, didn't suck the moisture back out of my face. So all around, it's a win-win for me. This is an absolute game changer. These kind of wavy loop ear loops, they stretch without too much tension, and it makes wearing it so much more comfortable than the alternatives. Changed my life. Like, I have no other words. It changed my life so much. It's comfortable to use. It's easy to wash after use. I might use it even twice a day. I even travel with it. But yeah, I would be devastated, panic. I don't know what other words to describe it if I didn't have one. So this is the full ranking, from the occasional powerhouse to my absolutely daily hero, the one I can't live without. Let's be honest, none of these tools are essential, but they're fun to have. They are bringing results, but also help with ritual and consistency and just general enjoyment of skincare, right? Every tool that I've showed you today went through a serious consideration about how it's going to fit into my routine and how likely I am to use it. Over the years, you hone that skill of recognizing when a tool is a gimmick or just hype, and when a tool might be really beneficial for your overall skin health and well-being. All of these somewhat, some on much larger scale, and some maybe for a little bit, made my life so much better. Do you have one skincare tool that you absolutely can't live without? Are you using any of these? Or do you have one hiding in the depths of the drawer? I'm looking at you, Jade Roller, or in my case, the Rose Quartz Gua Sha. If any of it resonated with you today, give me a thumbs up. I know they're not serious struggles, but they're serious for me, okay? And if you like skincare that feels fun with lots of steps and zero regrets, then subscribe. Come back and hang out with me again. I love that. See you again soon.